What is going on, warriors of Tamaris? Welcome to the TOXISAUR guide in Call of Dragons. Today we're going to check out some of the best builds and how you can design this pet to do some good stuff in open field combat. If you're new here, be sure to like, share, subscribe, leave some comments down below. Let's get started. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to have a look at the brand new TOXISAUR war pet in Call of Dragons. This is what the pet looks like. Before we go over the skills, let us see the two best heroes who can propel this pet to the next level. We got the G6 archers just added into the game recently. We got Myra who can use this pet perfectly, and we have Colk who can also use the pet perfectly. You combine these two heroes together to take this brand new G6 pet to the next level. Let us begin by checking out the skill description of the pet to see what it is capable of doing. The rage skill is known as the talent. It is a rage skill, which means you are gonna need 1000 rage for your heroes. Your primary hero is gonna cast a rage skill, and then 2 seconds later your deputy is gonna cast a rage skill, and then 2 seconds later this pet is going to cast its talent skill. That is how the cycle works in Call of Dragons. The attack range is medium, which means you can use it with archers and the elk riders if you want. And then it says deals diffused physical damage to the target legion and nearby legions. 3 legions total. Damage factor 56 plus whatever, depending on the attributes of your pet. So it is an AOE archer pet, which is absolutely fantastic. Kind of reminds me of the Sapphire Frederick. Now it goes on to say if a damaged legion has putrefaction, stacks are consumed to increase damage taken from this skill. 15% increase per stack on the legion. And for the next 10 seconds, the next time the war pet's legion receives healing via an innate skill, the healing is increased by 1.2% for each stack consumed. So not only does this pet do AoE damage, it is also going to boost the healing on your legion, which is absolutely perfect. On top of that, you're going to get even more damage when you get the putrefaction whatever stacks on your heroes. So that is going to be pretty nice. Now the second part of the pet is a little bit different. This first part is going to work with the rage skill of your heroes. The second part is going to work without the rage requirement. So let's check it out. When the war pet's legion deals damage via marksman innate skill, which are the 5 fixed skills that every hero starts out with, these do not include their talents. It says it gains 3 stacks of corrosive marks for 5 seconds, maximum 3 stacks, triggers once every 3 seconds. When legions with corrosive mark deal normal attack damage, the target gains 1 stack of putrefaction, deals physical damage every second, damage factor 2 per stack, lasting 5 seconds, maximum 15 stacks. Each normal attack or follow-up normal attack consumes 1 stack of corrosive mark. So if your heroes are doing damage via an innate skill, you are going to be collecting stacks to take this thing to the next level. So let us see what this means when we look at the 2 new heroes in Call of Dragons. So the first one is going to be Colk. Colk has this awakening skill, which says when leading a marksman legion, the legion gains a number of ferocious marks upon entering battle. So when you enter battle, you are going to get ferocious marks. And when you gain ferocious mark, you should be able to do damage over here, which is pretty nice, because if you look at Myra over here, Myra's second skill says when in battle deals extra single target physical damage after launching certain number of, okay, let me expand this. When in battle, after every 3 normal attacks launch, deals extra physical damage to the target legion. Damage factor 200 and deals 15% more normal attack damage for 2 seconds. So on turn number 3, Myra is going to do damage and then get some stacks for this brand new war pet. And then you got Colk, who is also going to be doing damage every time Myra does damage from her second skill. And then when you get the awakening, you collect this ferocious mark. It will allow you to do damage as well, propelling this pet to the next level and letting it do some good stuff with the second part of the pet talent. So it works in 2 ways. The first part is going to work with the rage skill. The second one is going to work with the skills of your heroes. So these brand new heroes are going to take this pet to the next level. With all of that out of the way, let us check out some of the different ways that you can build this pet. Now, the first thing that I want to show you guys is the difference between the Tooth and Claw and the advanced corrosion. So let me explain how they both work. So we got a Tooth and Claw that's going to boost pet skill damage. So Tooth and Claw is going to boost the first part of this pet talent, and it's going to boost the second part of the pet talent. And then when we look at the advanced corrosion, if I can find it from here. So we got the advanced corrosion, which says corrosion direct damage dealt plus 20% plus 35.87%. So it is going to boost the first part of this pet, which is this damage factor right here. This is what's going to be boosted by the advanced corrosion. The Tooth and Claw is going to boost both of these skills, but the advanced corrosion is going to boost the first part. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let us get to the build, shall we? On the screen, we got TOXISAUR damage number 1. This is something that's going to do some good stuff in open field combat. First of all, you're going to need the non-negotiable skills on the pet. We have the chain strike, we have the angry roar, we got the blood roar, we got the fatal bite. These are the 4 skills that you need on any archer pet. And then we're going to have the talent of the pet, and we're going to need the intense corrosion, which is crucial for this pet as well. We got 2 skill slots left, and we're going to be putting in different skills over there to see which ones are the best. In damage number 1, we got advanced corrosion. This advanced corrosion is going to boost the first damage of this pet, which uses the rage skill. And then we're going to have the Tooth and Claw. Tooth and Claw is going to boost the first part of the corrosion, and it's going to boost the second part. That requires your legions, your heroes, to do some kind of innate damage. So this could be a good build for your account. The next one that we're going to check out is TOXISAUR damage number 2. In this case, we decided to remove the advanced corrosion, and we brought this skill right here known as the intense chain strike. Now we have the Tooth and Claw boosting the 2 damage output of the corrosion. You got the one that uses the rage skill and the other one that uses innate hero skill damage to do some good stuff. So this Tooth and Claw is going to boost both of them, and it's also going to boost this skill intense chain strike as well. So this could be a fantastic build for a lot of people. I think most people are going to be building the pet looking like this. Now when we go back over here, if you don't have a lot of exchange coins to get your Tooth and Claw to a 3-star skill, then I would recommend you replace the skill with the advanced chain strike over here. And I think you should be good to go, because you can get advanced corrosion from the end of the season with 4 ambers. This is affordable for most people. I don't know if many free-to-play players can get that Tooth and Claw to 3-star skill. So that is something that you also need to consider. Now over here, if you cannot get the Tooth and Claw to 3-star skills, you should change it with the advanced corrosion and have this build that looks like this. And then you're going to add this intense chain strike, and you should be good to go. So over here, you can put advanced corrosion. Now we go on to the next build, which is damage number 3. Oh, I think I have it over here. So yep, so this is damage number 3 for the TOXISAUR. This is a build for people who cannot get Tooth and Claw to 3-star skills. You make sure you use the advanced corrosion instead, because you can get it to 3-star by buying it with 4 ambers. And then you try your best to upgrade your intense chain strike, and you got these other skills that are non-negotiable. So this would be another good build for the pet. But if I was to recommend a good one, I think this one right here would be very, very useful, especially if you can get the Tooth and Claw to 3-star skill. This should be fantastic, because it's going to be good for those quick short fights. You got Tooth and Claw boosting the rage skill damage of this pet and the second damage of this pet, which requires heroes to have innate skill damage. Plus the Tooth and Claw also boost this chain strike. So this would be something that I recommend for most people. However, you can also try and punch the numbers in the damage calculators that you can find online. If you find a good one, punch in the different builds and see which one does the most damage for your account. So these are the damage build for the TOXISAUR. Build them depending on what kind of resources you have. And I think you should be good to go. The second type of build for this pet will be the one that uses this chain strike right here, the intense chain strike. This one is going to provide you with some healing. We got so many crazy infantry in open field PvP who do a lot of counter attack damage. So if you want to build your pet to be sustainable, this would be the skill to add. Like this is gonna cost you a lot of ambers, maybe 7 ambers to get the job done. Hey, but at least you don't need to spend a lot of stuff. You don't need to sell your kidneys to get it to a good spot. You can get these 2 skills at the end of the season, and then for the rest, you just try your best to get them to a good spot. So this would be a healing build for the TOXISAUR. You can also try this second healing build right here, where you're gonna use the Tooth and Claw instead. Tooth and Claw, like I said, is gonna boost the 2 damage of the corrosion, and I think that's gonna be good to go. It'll be good for like poking enemies in open field PvP, going in and out, and also kiting your enemies, because the Tooth and Claw is gonna be boosting the corrosion skill of this pet, especially when your heroes are doing some good stuff against your enemies with those innate hero skill damage for the second part of this pet talent description. So go with this build if you can get your Tooth and Claw to 3-star skills. Again, if you cannot get your Tooth and Claw to 3-star skills, then I recommend you go with this one. You can spend 4 ambers, get advanced corrosion to 3-star skills, and you should be good to go. So these are the different builds for the TOXISAUR in Call of Dragons. Now, probably you're going to be asking which one should you go with. Like I said, if you can get your Tooth and Claw to 3-star skills, then I would probably recommend this build for most people, because I think it's going to be good for kiting enemies. That's what archers like to do also anyways. So this could be nice. But if you cannot get your Tooth and Claw to a 3-star skill, then this is what I would recommend next. This would be another good build for you. Or you can go with the first one right here. This one should also be excellent. So this is it, ladies and gentlemen. This is how you build the TOXISAUR in Call of Dragons to get you to do some good stuff. Remember, this pet was designed to work with the 2 brand new archer heroes in Call of Dragons. It is going to be awesome. Let me know down below how you're going to be building your TOXISAUR. If you're new to the channel, be sure to like, share, subscribe, leave some comments down below. And that's it for the video, guys. See you all in the next one.